We thought we had seen it all, from mass murders, psychopaths, hooligans, and serial killers to even presidents. Cops have been on a roll arresting people of all types, but have seen cases where they arrest FBI agents. Were they rightly arrested? And do wrongful arrests of law enforcement officials call for the arrest with heavier punishments? Join us as we check a look at bizarre cases where dumb decisions from cops take them to rather odd position. So why don't we just kick things off with a crossover story of an FBI agent who has been wrongfully jailed? In our first case, the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department detained a former FBI agent for no apparent reason. It was a bizarre and ridiculous incident. As it turned out, Roger Golovsky, a former detective, had been falsely accused of assaulting two black women between 1998 and 2002. There have been 2 accusations to be exact. The real question is, however, how did the Kansas City police force allow him to get away with it for so long? Roger Golovsky's unsolved case was discovered by the FBI while it was looking into the Kansas City Police Department's behavior. The former detective had a history of sexually assaulting women over the course of his 35-year career as a police officer and had been trading drugs for information. Lamonte McIntyre, a young black man, was accused of committing a double homicide by Golovsky during his time as a police officer. McIntyre was ultimately freed after serving 24 years in prison without proper cause as a result. Golovsky was taken into custody by the FBI on suspicion of 6 counts of sexually assaulting 2 black women. He has since entered a not guilty plea. Despite the jury rejecting his lawyer's request for release on medical grounds, he was kept in custody for routine medical examination. Black woman Rhonda Tribute, whose corpse was discovered in 1998, was one of Golovsky's informants. Her case remains unsolved despite the fact that the investigation was started but never finished. She died, and Golovsky's involvement is now being called into question by many people. That is exactly what we are saying. Many civil rights advocates across the nation have praised the arrest of Golovsky, but it also raises serious questions about police behavior and the abuse of their authority. According to Tricia Bullnell, the director of the Midwest Innocence Project, a full investigation into the abuses in Wyandotte County and systematic reforms are needed to ensure that no other police officers and public officials can continue to abuse their power. As more of Golovsky's crimes were discovered, it became clear that the Kansas City Police Department needed significant restructuring. Several inquiries remain unanswered as a result of the FBI's inquiry into the department. Roger Golovsky's arrest was long overdue, but it's worth noting that it was the FBI, not the Kansas City Police, who brought him to justice. Next up, with the arrest of 2 Drug Enforcement Administration officers by the FBI in Nassau County, Florida, the situation has unexpectedly turned around. The DEA, a law enforcement organization renowned for its aggressive efforts to combat the drug trade, has charged 2 officers with drug-related offenses, but the system's level of dysfunction clearly remains unclear. While selling drugs, including cocaine, that had been seized to willing customers, Sergeant James Hickox was captured with his hand in a cookie jar. His greed knew no bounds as he also combined drugs with other substances to make up the weight difference and kept parts for himself. In his bedroom closet, the FBI discovered 3 shoeboxes, each containing $100,000 in cash. They also discovered another $200,000 hidden in his garage. Hickox claimed that he borrowed the funds for his claim by partaking in his gambling habit when asked where the money came from. Hickox's actions have hurt the DEA's reputation and are obviously a breach of his obligations as a law enforcement officer. Joshua Erie, a highway inspector, had been covered in the same drugs that had to be seized, even going so far as to legally approve the prescription of 43 oxycodone pills. He purchased drugs from drug dealers. As if that weren't enough, while under the influence of drugs, he acquired a gun. Due to the fact that he was trusted with the law rather than the law itself, Erie's actions were not only wrong, but also dangerous. The surprise arrest of these officers leaves the public wondering just how pervasive corruption is within law enforcement organizations. Sheriff Bill Leeper expressed his dissatisfaction by saying, "I think we need to make sure law enforcement personnel who violate the law are held accountable. When I learned of the accusations, I was shocked, let down, repulsed, and beyond angry. These incidents where the police ran into the FBI were some of the most shocking ones. We now look at our last and final case. A significant mishap that made headlines involved the case of mistaken identity between a Florida deputy and an FBI agent. When he received a call from a man claiming to be an FBI agent and asking to meet him in a nearby parking lot, Officer Gordon found himself in a precarious situation. This is a classic illustration of what can go wrong if a person doesn't confirm the identity of the person they're meeting, especially when speaking to a police officer. I do, but I don't understand what the problem is with your meeting me at the office. I'll talk to the U.S. Attorney's Office about it. Cut off the recording device now." "Okay, well, I will when I leave the area, sir." "Well, I will when I leave the area, sir." Asked the officer to turn off his recording device. Suspicions should have been aroused. However, Officer Gordon continued to record the conversation, a classic move. This was a wise decision as well, because it provided proof of what had happened, which, as you can probably guess, didn't turn out too well for Officer Gordon. Despite Agent Hatton's efforts to persuade Gordon that he was an FBI agent, the officer was skeptical and demanded to know how the agent obtained his phone number. Given the predicament the officer was in, it is not shocking that he requested assistance and handcuffed Agent Hatton. However, things started to spiral out of control. It got worse when Hatton shut the car door, especially considering how hot it was in Florida. It's fortunate that Agent Hatton's condition didn't worsen because Gordon made a bad choice in doing this. Concerns were raised by Officer Gordon regarding Agent Hatton's investigation into the actions of law enforcement agencies in North Florida. Agent Hatton's claims that he was an FBI agent may not have been taken seriously by the officer because he was aware of the widespread corruption within the police department and worried about being connected to it. Let's say his ego overcame him. The hour-long incident took place on December 20 in a parking lot off U.S. Highway 98 in the coastal fishing community, 45 miles southwest of Tallahassee. Due to the heat, Agent Hatton, who was shielded from the elements by a bulletproof vest and had limited access to air conditioning, started to experience health problems like nausea and suffocation. He, however, avoided a fatal situation by being taken to a nearby hospital where he received treatment for dehydration and heat exhaustion before being released. What do you think of our list? Do you think there are more corrupt officials out there? Sound off in the comments below. And while you are at it, make sure to hit subscribe and leave a like for more such content. Thanks for watching.
On March 28, 2022, officers from the Sunrise Police Department were dispatched in response to multiple 911 calls. The calls claimed that Wyatt Yeager, a TikTok user better recognized as Icy Wyatt, had exhibited reckless driving behavior and assaulted another driver with a pistol in a Chick-fil-A parking lot. Subsequent events were recorded by the officers' body cameras.
To get back in the car, stop blocking traffic. You literally was at someone else's car, talking to them, banging on their window.
I think they called too.
Yeah, woman in the car. Like beating on the window. I was like, come on, man, get back in the car, go about your day. He goes, oh, fuck you, this and that, I got a gun, all this. I'm like, okay, whatever. He cuts us off right here.
Okay.
He threw the drink at me, so I got out of the truck, obviously. Once I got out, he walks back into his car, he grabs his gun, points it at me.
While the officers were in the process of interviewing the individuals who had reported the incident, Mr. Yeager himself dialed 911 to provide his perspective on the situation. He recounted the events. The officers subsequently acquired Mr. Yeager's contact information and requested a meeting with him.
Like that crazy.
While the officers questioned the alleged victims, Mr. Yeager also called 911 about the situation.
I just pulled over because somebody tried to kill me in the car.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
This truck came up and tried to cut me off, so I pulled over to the next lane, and again, he tried to swerve into my lane and tried to hit the car. So I stopped the vehicle, and he gets right in front of me. They stop the car right in front of me, dead stop, so that I almost hit them. And they get out of the car like they're ready to fight. And then I had 4 guys jump out the car and say, I hit him on it. They did not hurt me because I had a gun.
No. Okay. Did you put the gun back in the case, or you still have it in your hand?
I just opened the glove box and I said, do you guys really want to with me right now?
However, Mr. Yeager declined to meet unless he had legal representation present. Eventually, the officers located Mr. Yeager as he was departing from his residence. Approaching the scene with their firearms drawn, they instructed him put the car in park. Mr. Yeager asserted that during his arrest, the officers neglected to inform him of his Miranda rights.
Put the car in park. Let's go. Put it in park. All right. Put both your hands out the window. Put your hands out the window.
I don't know who I am.
Nope.
Get out of the car. Keep your hands up. I can't take your seatbelt off. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. Do it now. Lay down on the ground.
I know my rights.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. You're gonna get tased. Get on the ground. You're gonna get tased. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Go.
In his defense, Mr. Yeager argued that the officers were not authorized to seize his phone. He further maintained that they would require video evidence to substantiate his arrest, as he possessed multiple witnesses who would vouch for his version of events. Mr. Yeager's girlfriend, Mazing Usher, who is also recognized by the online alias More Amazing, asserted that Mr. Yeager's action of pistol whipping the other driver was undertaken as an act of self-defense against an imminent attack, given the situation at hand.
Situation that nobody helped him with. I guess he called someone.
Yeah, he called 911 and then he went all the way back here instead of meeting with us.
Yes, he came home after being attacked by 2 hillbilly crazy people in a truck.
But he pistol whipped them over the top of their head.
Because they attacked him.
On March 31st, 2022, Mr. Yeager posted on Twitter alleging that the Sunrise County Police and Broward County Ambulance had ambushed him in his neighborhood. He claimed they arrived at his house after he had sought help for a road rage incident earlier that day using force at gunpoint. He also stated he didn't assault a police officer, but that his phone was forcibly taken from him, leading to accusations of battery.
Well, if they got pistol whipped with a gun, then they're victims. And yes, we are going to...
And he's a victim of being attacked while driving. They were speeding in front of him. So you guys not aware of the whole story?
We heard that there was some kind of a road rage incident that started it, but...
I was aware that multiple people hung up on his call when trying to call for assistance from these crazy drivers.
I called him myself, actually.
Oh yeah, we heard you on the phone trying to find his home to just show up. Wonderful.
Well, to talk to him about what happened.
Okay. So I'll just follow you guys and see you there. Thank you.
Mr. Yeager shared TikTok videos about the incident, but his account has been removed since. In an overall assessment of the Sunrise officers' actions, they receive a C+ grade. While some officers acted professionally, others engaged in antagonistic dialogue. Excessive force was used in some instances, causing injuries to Mr. Yeager. The motivations behind some actions seemed retaliatory due to his conduct. The officers also failed to administer Miranda warnings before questioning Mr. Yeager, potentially affecting the admissibility of his statements in court. On the other hand, Mr. Yeager is criticized for his disrespectful behavior during the encounter and for not utilizing his right to remain silent. While video evidence of the alleged altercation is lacking, footage showed Mr. Yeager driving recklessly. Despite his changing statements and delayed 911 calls, there may be some merit to the allegations against him in the road rage incident, given various factors. Now here's the next investigation. On July 16, 2019, Deborah Hamill, a 65-year-old grandmother, was stopped by Officer Massini from the Cashion Police Department. The reason for the stop was a broken taillight on her truck while she was driving in Cashion, Oklahoma. The subsequent exchange between them is recorded by Officer Massini's body camera. After Ms. Hamill declined to exit the vehicle, Officer Massini proceeded to remove her forcefully, resulting in her being thrown to the ground. He then made an attempt to handcuff her. However, Ms. Hamill resisted by refusing to place her hands behind her back and kicking Officer Massini.
How long ago has it been like that?
Probably about 6 months.
Oh, okay. Well, you've had plenty of time to get it fixed.
I've driven it up here a lot.
Live here in town?
No, my name's Hamill. I live out on Highway 74.
Hamill, huh?
Yeah, Hamill.
Related to Hank?
I'm his mother.
Oh, okay. Yeah, busted taillight seems to be a pattern with the Hamills.
Well, y'all had a headlight out on one of your cop cars the other night.
We did?
In response, Officer Massini backed away and drew his taser. When Miss Hamill tried to stand up, he discharged the taser, invoking Section 643 of the situation. Ms. Hamill was informed that her decision to flee had exacerbated her legal predicament. Subsequently, she faced charges of eluding, resisting arrest, obstructing law enforcement, and assault and battery on an officer.
Just looking for it.
Can you at least get the light?
They've got lights on them, don't they? They do have lights in them, and they do work.
Well, it's broken.
Yeah, I know it's broken.
So if you hit your brake lights, that white bulb's going to blind somebody at night.
Oh, okay. Well, can I put red tape on it? Will that work?
Yeah, but I don't think red tape's going to help you there. You don't have enough plastic to tape over.
Well, I kind of hate to buy one if I'm going to get the whole bed and it's going to have everything on it.
I got you.
I just don't want to spend the money.
I understand.
And, I don't drive it to Texas. I don't drive it in the city. I go to Guthrie and Kingfisher. I'm going right now to check on cattle.
Okay. Well, I did issue for a defective equipment. It's $80. You have till September 16th.
In this scenario, it is evident that at least one of Ms. Hamill's kicks connected with Officer Massini's leg, an action that a court would likely categorize as both an assault and a battery resulting in harm. Following her arrest, Ms. Hamill declined medical attention but was taken to the ER for assessment before being sent to jail. Court records reveal that she was charged with assault and battery on a police officer, resisting arrest, obstructing law enforcement, and operating a vehicle with defective equipment. She pleaded guilty to the misdemeanor charges, with a felony charge dropped as part of a plea deal. Ms. Hamill received a 4-year deferred sentence and was fined $50 for each count.
God!
Do not take off.
Shut up and give me that and I'll sign it.
Step out.
No.
We're beyond that.
Do you want me
Step out. 305 dispatch. Got one taken off. See your ass! Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Get out of the car!
to me?
Get out of the car! Get out of the car!
After her arrest, body camera footage circulated on social media, leading to a city council meeting with over 50 attendees discussing the incident. Some supported the police department, while others protested Ms. Hamill's treatment. Ms. Hamill's attorney criticized Officer Massini's actions as unnecessary and tormenting, suggesting potential legal actions. Officer Massini was graded a C- for his professional demeanor, but also criticized for using a taser on an elderly woman. While his actions might be legally defensible, it was deemed excessive. Ms. Hamill received an F for non-compliance, attempting to flee and resisting arrest. Despite reservations about the taser use, her conduct created a constitutional basis for it. Choosing not to contest the citation resulted in multiple convictions on her record, instead of addressing the issue legally. Now let's move on to the next investigation where an officer gets suspended.
Sir, EMS, taser deployed, one female, custody. Why didn't you just sign a ticket?
Because I felt like you would be clear with me, because I have been in town forever with this thing. I've been on go through and been a damn thing for her.
Do you realize you just got yourself in a whole lot more trouble?
On the morning of April 19, 2023, Officer Scott Harrell from the Texas City Police Department approached driver Christopher Scholl at a pump within a Buc-ee's gas station. Officer Harrell alleged that Scholl had swiftly maneuvered through parking spaces, prompting a white truck to abruptly brake in order to avert a potential collision. The ensuing exchange between the two was recorded by Officer Harrell's body camera. Officer Harrell remarked that if he had not already exhausted his supply of tickets, he would issue Mr. Shaw a citation for disregarding a traffic control device. This statement was made despite the fact that the reported infraction took place on private property.
The reason why you felt you needed to come through the parking lot like that?
I didn't think I did anything wrong. I just came over to get gas.
You were speeding and you cut through parking spaces. You know you can't do that.
I didn't think I was doing anything, man.
I mean, you
all
looked
I
around.
was coming to get gas.
Yeah. Oh, are we gonna go back and forth, or are you just gonna?
You asked me a question. You want me to answer it or not? I'm not. If anything, I thought I was going even slower than normal.
No, sir.
Because normally people don't even park where you park, and that's the direct path to the gas pump.
You almost hit that car that was turning right there. I was watching, man. As
I
soon
didn't
as you
almost
cut
hit
in front of me
anybody.
like that, I was like
Okay.
looking and I watched it happen. So
I come here every day. There's almost never, ever, ever anybody. So yeah, I go through there because it's the straight path.
On April 19, 2023, Officer Scott Harrell of the Texas City Police Department approached Christopher Scholl at a Buc-ee's gas station, accusing him of driving recklessly through parking spaces, causing another vehicle to brake suddenly. After being cited and released, Scholl obtained body camera footage and posted it on his YouTube channel, which gained traction on other platforms. In response to public backlash, Texas City Police Chief Joe Stanton announced an internal investigation by the Office of Professional Standards into Harold's conduct with the potential for criminal charges.
Every day when I come through.
Okay, look, I'm not gonna write you tickets, but the only reason I'm not writing you tickets is because I'm out of tickets right now. Okay, otherwise you would be receiving a citation.
For what? Would be the citation? I'm just curious.
Disregarding traffic control device.
On private property?
Yes.
Okay.
You still can't do that.
Harold was placed on administrative duties during the inquiry. Scholl's citation was later dismissed, and he revealed plans for civil action against the department through online campaigns. While the surveillance footage remains undisclosed, Scholl's actions were commended for complying with Harold's orders while respectfully dissenting.
So, I'm not going to write you a ticket.
I hear you, man. I understand.
I don't appreciate the attitude. Two, I get it. You're upset. Nobody likes cops pulling up on them. Nobody likes it. Okay, but you know you did wrong. You know you're not supposed to cut through the parking lot. And instead of being like, "Oh yeah, I messed up. Sorry, it won't happen again," you want to sit here and go back and forth with.
There's a lot better things than this to be doing for you.
You're right. I was working on a report.
You can be over here, and there's people right now running 90 miles an hour on the thing.
You want to go to jail?
So
you want to go to jail? You could go to jail for this.
You can do what you want to do. I can't stop.
I don't want to take you to jail.
No.
That is definitely a waste of my time. Okay, but the attitude is not necessary.
I agree.
That's on your part, sir. I haven't been rude to you at all. I will get in trouble. You go file a complaint, get me in trouble. Write me up.
I'm not worried about that.
All right, well, I'll make sure that I'm there all the time. If I see it happen again, then we'll go from there, okay?
Okay.
All right.
I'll look that law up on private property, too. I don't believe you'd have the authority to do anything here on this parking lot like that.
I could also take you to jail for Class B reckless driving, because you did almost hit that car.
The encounter highlighted the complex interplay between free speech rights and lawful arrests. The incident underlined concerns about retaliatory arrests and Supreme Court precedent's impact on individuals seeking justice.
You can do what you want to do, Harold. I can't stop you. If you want to be this way, then that's up to you. I'm trying to be a reasonable person.
Are you having a bad day, sir? Is there a reason why you're acting like
I'm
this?
having a bad day because
you're
doing this to me. I think this whole thing is ridiculous.
What do you think is ridiculous?
That we're even talking about nothing happened. And here we are talking, and you're threatening to take me to jail.
No,
and so I shouldn't be getting upset?
I don't call it a threat, sir.
No, it's a threat. That is a threat. You're threatening me under color law now to take something on private property, which I don't believe you even have the authority to do.
But now you're term, sir.
Okay.
It comes from black law's
No, it's
dictionary.
not. It's a Class A misdemeanor for you to threaten to arrest me over something that you know is not really true. But that's okay.
What's the penal code on that, sir?
The commentary supported Scholl's decision to legally challenge Harold's conduct and encouraged him to persist in pursuing a civil lawsuit.
Oh, this is a problem.
How is it a problem?
I feel like you're going to continue to commit these behaviors that are unsafe and put people at risk.
So
you don't feel like you did anything
for
wrong.
Something possible they may do in the future. So now we're playing Jean-Claude Van Damme future cop, and you need to stop me from something I may do in the future. That's now your position.
What is the law designed to do, sir?
Oh, I know you want
designed
compliance.
To stop people from doing things that they're not supposed to be doing.
I know you want voluntary compliance.
Okay, go ahead and put your ears on your back.
Wow.
It emphasized the importance of respectful communication and lawful conduct in encounters with law enforcement.